everybody. Welcome to This Day. It is Monday, March 4th. I'm Michael Taylor, and welcome to the show. I have a little bit of a nose thing going on. I don't know if you can see it on TV that well, but I got some stuff from my dermatologist, put it on there. It looks like a sunburn, and it's going to start peeling here in a few days. But I was at the store the other day picking up something, and some people were staring at me. I was like, why are they staring at me? Because I have this giant sunburn on my nose. Looks in the middle of winter. Seems a little odd. All right, but enough about me. Let's get to the show today. We've got a good one for you. Dan McEachern's going to be here introducing his son to us, Brando, and kind of the family business stuff, what's going on there, and some of the things that are going on with McEachern. Great patios, great kitchens. We'll talk about all of that with them. And then folks from the Publishing Club are coming here to talk about a lecture they're going to be having coming up later this month about how you can get into publishing, what the trials and tribulations are, the ins and outs, all the things that you need to know if you think you want to write that first book. So stay tuned for that. Hey, got some important stuff for Stay Informed. Clubhouse 1, it is closed. It is finally here. Today's the day. The closure starts today. Major renovations are going on over there. Going to be closed for about 6 months. And they're hoping to have it opening up in September, but they don't have an exact date yet. Of course, as you know, with renovations, construction, that kind of thing, it can definitely be a moving target depending on how well the schedule goes and how the work goes. So sometime in September, they'll have a date for us, a couple months from now, I'm sure. But it's the first major renovation of this landmark here in Laguna Woods Village in its 60 years existence. So it was definitely due, and it's going to serve Clubhouse members for years to come. So there you go. Let's take a look outside on our 9 o'clock hour. We got some morning clouds there. Clouds are going to stick around for us, maybe a little lighter in the afternoon, as maybe a little burn off, but basically a cool day after the rains from the past 2 days. 62 degrees is going to be our high. We'll get up to 64 tomorrow, and that's going to be it for high temperatures for a little bit, because on Wednesday in the evening, looks like we're going to get some showers coming through again. Not too much, about 1/4 of an inch, but and just rain's going to be interrupting the day for us. Then by Friday, sunny. That's going to be our best day of the week. Sunny on Friday, 67 degrees. Let's take a look at our sunrise and sunset. And this is my dog, Tina. This is at a birthday party we were having for other dogs. I just wanted to put that picture up there because my dog passed away last week. She had a kidney problem, and she passed, and she's a wonderful, wonderful dog. She's an adoption dog. She's a rescue dog, and I hope you guys, if you're ever thinking about getting another dog, a cat, pet, make sure you get a rescue. They're wonderful animals, and they will make you a very, very happy owner, and we will have another dog in our life soon. There'll never be another Tina, but there will be another dog in our life because we are dog people. Sunrise this morning, 6:14, sunset, 5:50 p.m. All right, if you'd like to send us a picture of your dog, for your vacation, your places you've been around the county, any sunrise, sunset shots, go ahead and send them to us. Laguna Woods Village TV at gmail.com is our email address. Make sure you include your name, where you took the picture, and if you can, make sure you take it horizontally so it fits on our screen just a little better. All right. Let's take a look at some meetings we have today, just one, and then when we come back, we'll be talking to Dan McEachern about McEachern Construction. Stay with us.
Pet boarding and daycare reimagined in Laguna Woods. Smart Park is offering 1 month of unlimited free daycare to new clients that pass a temperament evaluation. Call today to redeem this offer and get started.
Do you suffer from low back pain? Hoag Orthopedic Institute is the #1 provider of orthopedic and spine care in Orange County. Our Back to You program is a unique, non-operative, evidence-based approach to treating low back pain. Our spine strengthening program combines physical therapy with education on pain and nutrition. Let Hoag Orthopedic Institute's Back to You program get you back to doing what you love. For more information, visit hoiexperts.com/spine or call 855-999-4641 to find a doctor.
Welcome to Harvard Eye Associates. We're focused on your eye care at all 3 of our Orange County locations.
Our new location in Laguna Hills, Orange, and San Clemente.
Each facility features the latest in advanced technology and diagnostic equipment.
And a trusted collection of doctors that care about your vision and your quality of life.
We deliver what matters to you and your family.
Harvard Eye Associates, the future of vision today.
Hi, I'm Dan McEachran. 35 years ago, I was lucky enough to get my start in Laguna Woods. First, building patio rooms, then kitchens. Our cabinets are all built locally in Irvine. It all began with patio rooms, like this Majorca model, which we made into a complete room. I'll pull permits. We'll take care of everything. Give me a call. We'll do a nice job for you.
Time to talk about McEachran Construction, and there's nobody who does that better than Dan McEachran himself. And he's brought an extra guest with us. Brando is here, and is he your son?
Yes.
Okay. And
Yes.
he's been working. How long has he been working with you?
He's been pretty born to it, basically. But he's only 20 now. But he came in there, and he would come on the jobs with us, and he's helping out a little bit right now, doing some stuff. And plus, he's taking a couple of classes at college. But
Okay.
so he's helping out.
So Brando, what was like your first memory of coming to the Laguna Woods Village and watching your dad go to work?
Honestly, I mean, probably just him laying down tile somewhere. I mean, I've been in and out of Laguna Woods since I was probably, maybe 9, 8. Like I've spent a lot of time, and I haven't started working consistently within the last year. I've really started working consistently.
Okay.
But I've been in and around the place for my whole life, basically.
Do you like the work? Is it something you're like, hey, I'm really kind of enjoying this?
Yeah.
Or is your dad kind of, come on, get on the roof with me?
Maybe when I was younger.
Yeah, a little bit of that.
Yeah, maybe when I was a little younger. But I've always enjoyed more like tactile kind of work, working
Okay.
with my hands, stuff like that. And it's going to give me a good opportunity to kind of, I want to do architecture going forward. So it's a good kind of baseline. And get a good feel
We've
for
got a picture up there of Dan and Brando. Look at that, the long hair,
Look at
Dan.
that,
Those
yeah.
flowing locks.
That's right. That's a McEachran Construction T-shirt right there. So, and now he has the long hair.
Yeah, right? It's family tradition.
swap places a little bit.
Yeah, right. But he's been with us, and he's breaking down a lot of walls. We have a lot of walls we have to break down for patio enclosures, and
Okay.
he's helping with that. And he does that well. He gets out there and knocks these walls down. Sometimes go a little too far. Hey, wait a minute, hold on. Stop right there.
Leave the living room as it is.
Yeah, right. So, but it's good. And he's actually doing some elevations for us now too.
Okay.
Part of that architectural thing, which we need. And he's got a knack for it, so that's helping out.
Yeah, well, I guess being around somebody like you for all these years, it helps a little bit. How are things with the weather and what's going on? I mean, we've had some crazy wet
Right.
winter.
Well, this morning before I even came here, I was on a roof at 7 o'clock this morning taking the tarp off because I have an inspection. And so we're doing this atrium. And so I stopped at the city and said, listen, I can't be here this morning, but I got it all ready for you. So we get the thing, he's got the ladder for him, he's got to go up there. But we worked through the rain, and it hasn't been too bad. You just got to try to cover things up, and then if you get a little leak, you get out there and figure out what's going on.
Okay. So, Brandon, what would you say is like an interesting part of working in Laguna Woods Village? Obviously, it's a more senior community and that kind of thing. What have you kind of learned over the years, or what's some of the interesting things you've discovered about the folks here?
Yeah, I mean, some of the most important people in my life have lived in Laguna Woods. This woman, Nina Bryce, who really was like a family member growing up, who unfortunately passed due to Alzheimer's. Mm-hmm. But I mean, just lots of just really influential people I've met who have influenced my life, who grew up, who lived here.
Is there something that you are more drawn to in terms of all this work? Is it roofing, is it tiling, or is it just like a little bit of everything that you just kind of enjoy?
Honestly, we've been doing a lot of these covers, that's something that like, a lot of the guys I work with have been doing this for 20, 30 years. Mm-hmm. So they got me in the experience department just a little bit. But with the panels, I feel like I'm one of the better people in Laguna Woods at it.
He took over the panel part. I used to replace these panels.
Oh yeah.
And there's so many covers in Laguna Woods that have these skylight panels. And I had this template made for the plastic panels, so I have them. But you got to order a couple $1,000s worth of them at a time. But then when it starts to rain like we have, and it's not easy to replace these panels. And Brandon picked it up really good. You really got to have strong fingers to snap these things in. But he's taken that part of it over for us. So.
Making it happen. So what's going on with patio rooms? You're focusing on patio rooms these days?
Yeah. We've done a lot of room additions and stuff over the years, but it's the patio and the commercial, I will say, is working so well, getting a lot of patio work. And so I decided that, I'm going to just ratchet back a little bit and stick to the patios and just do a good job in the patios. And the enclosures, the kitchen remodel and stuff, I found this good company called Designing Women.
Okay.
And they've done a lot of work out here, and I've heard of them, I knew them. So I contacted them when I was getting ready to change a few months ago and talked to them. And they took over a couple of my leads and got some jobs. And so they're a real good company. So I feel good when people still call because they see the commercial. And I say, well, I'm changing to do the patios, but I got a great lady for you, a reference for you. And so I feel good about that.
Okay, great. And so, like the design, just real quick on the Designing Women folks, are they doing just the design and then they're subbing out, or are they?
No,
or
they do the whole thing.
Oh, okay.
And that's what I like about it. And they're doing it. And this lady called me. She wants her garage changed so she could have it insulated and drywall and all that stuff. And she wants all these cabinets. But then, so I called the designing ladies. They went over there. They're going to do the cabinets. I'll do everything before that, and then they can put the cabinets in. So I'm glad to be out of that business and just to concentrate on the enclosures. And so it's a little bit less stressful, let's say. A kitchen is a lot of work, a lot of moving parts in a kitchen, and these particular ladies are well suited for it.
So Brando, your dad can't do this forever. Yeah. Is this going to be? Are we going to be talking to you for years to come out here? Are we going to see a slow transition between you guys? What's the plan?
Possibly. Absolutely for the short term, at least. How it figures out long term is something that we'll have to piece together by year. But for the foreseeable future, I guess there'll be a couple McEachrons in Laguna Woods construction.
And even his mother, my wife, she's helping now too.
Oh, really?
She used to be a mortgage underwriter, and she not doing that anymore, and so now she's taking over the permit process.
Okay.
So we kind of all coalesced, the three of us here in the last year and a half.
Wow.
And I'm glad that Brando's doing the architectural thing, and I would like to see it. It'd be nice if he wants to follow that architectural deal, but in the meantime, he can help me, and plus he can still kind of help manage the company if he wants to.
Wow, quite the triad of power going on in the McEachern house.
Yeah, right, it is.
So if someone wants to start a patio enclosure or whatever it is right now and have it ready for spring, when should they start talking to you? Should it have been yesterday?
No, now is a good time because one is the process. Maybe a year ago, starting 2 months ago would have been right because it took so long to get the permits because of all the hangover from the COVID and everything. But now people are up to speed.
Okay.
The HOA is working better. The city is okay, and even the manufacturers are picking up. They're not taking 6-7 weeks to get an enclosure. So right now, we get the permit process going. That takes only about 2 weeks now. Thanks to my wife helping too, and the getting the cover made up takes about 2 weeks. So you can get an enclosure pretty well done in about 6 weeks.
Okay.
And so you start now, and 6-7 weeks from now you can have it done.
We'll be ready. June's around the
corner.
Right. And a little summer action out there.
Yeah, right.
Real quick, what's the best part about working with your dad?
Oh, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff. I gotta say, just seeing how he treats the people he works with is really kind of is really because everyone he works with, he's been with for like 20 years. So there's not a lot. I don't see a lot of new people. I've been seeing the same faces.
Okay.
So my probably favorite part is just seeing the same guys throughout my childhood. Now getting to kind of learn or work with them on the professional level is really just kind of an
and you're working
change.
with Steve here the last couple of weeks, master carpenter, master framer.
There we go.
That's perfect education right there.
All right, folks. Brando and Dan McEachern from McEachern Construction. Thanks for joining us today, guys.
Hey, thanks a lot,
Thank
Michael.
you.
Appreciate it.
When we come back, we'll be talking to folks from the Publishing Club. Stay with us.
Memories made, memories kept.
We believe every senior should be able to remain healthy, happy, and at home. At Caring Senior Service, we understand the value of compassion and companionship. Our caregivers promote health, happiness, and independence. We cook nutritional meals, engage in meaningful activities, run errands, do light house cleaning, and more. Call us toll-free at 833-926-3700 or visit our website, CaringSeniorServiceLW.com. Healthy, happy home. Caring Senior Service.
I heard that ugly 6-letter word, cancer, and I immediately felt lost.
Our team of women's cancer specialists helped thousands of women like Naomi navigate and beat cancer.
I didn't want to be treated like a cancer patient, but like a human.
Our advanced imaging, targeted radiation, and minimally invasive surgeries offer positive outcomes that are beating national cancer survival rates.
I've reclaimed the most beautiful 4-letter word, life, because I had City of Hope on my side.
If you're driven by an adventurous heart, you're in luck. The 2024 Subaru Outback shares your spirit. With standard symmetrical all-wheel drive and up to 32 miles per gallon. Plus, 97% of Outback vehicles sold in the last 10 years are still on the road today. The 2024 Subaru Outback. Go where love takes you.
Irvine Subaru. Buy online, just come in to sign. Get 2 years complimentary maintenance included on all new Subarus.
Parkinson's disease is a neurological movement disorder affecting an estimated 1 million Americans, including many under age 40. The American Parkinson Disease Association is the largest grassroots network in the United States, working to help ease the burden and find the cure for those coping with Parkinson's. Visit apdaoptimism.org today to find out how you can help millions live with dignity and optimism. Your action today will help APDA put an end to Parkinson's disease.
Whether you're thinking about writing a book, you've already got a book, and you want to figure out how to get it published, well, the Publishing Club folks know all about how to do that. I want to welcome Scott Galasso and Diana Party to our program. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you.
You guys have an event coming up. Tell real quick. Let's talk about the event. It's coming up on the 20th, and what's it going to be all about?
Yes, well, we're having a panel. It's a marketing panel. And it's basically the techniques you use to market your book, how to do it without spending, your life savings, things like that.
Right.
Basically giving tips to people who haven't had the opportunity to publish before, and telling them the processes you can go to and the techniques you can use to make it easier.
Okay. Well, when someone first starts writing a book, should they be thinking about the audience that this is going to go to? Is that an important part whenever you start a book?
I think some people do that. A lot of people write the book that's in their heart,
Mm-hmm.
the book they really want to get out there, especially if it's memoirs or biographies, those kind of things. But it is important, once you publish the book, to not only know your own personality. So for me, marketing starts on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
What do you like to do? How are you going to share your book?
Okay.
But also, who's your market?
Right. Now, if it's a memoir for something like me, who no one knows who basically who I am. So I'm not going to be thinking in terms of marketing this to the masses, right? So is that even something you would think about if it's a kind of just almost like a memoir for your children, grandchildren, family members? Is marketing really something that comes into play?
I can speak
right?
to that, but I think you've had the experience of the memoir, so.
Well, I do not write memoirs myself. I write humorous mystery, but I know people that do, and some people have a very interesting story, and they do want to get it out. Maybe they were Irish immigrants and went through a lot of troubles, but like you say, marketing, if it's just something for your family,
right,
you probably wouldn't be that interested in marketing it to the world.
Yeah, I think that's the whole thing is to know what your market is. If you're
right.
if you are, as Diana says, writing for the family, that's, you're not trying to get out there most of the time and expand that. So you don't need, for instance, you don't need to get a copyright.
Right.
You're writing for the family, you'll make so many copies and that's it. But if you do have a particularly interesting story and you want to market it, then you have to know what that market is. So you would find out, okay, maybe go to Southern California, the conference, and meet other people who have done memoirs and talk to them and find out how they went about it.
Okay.
That way, you're properly marketing, to the people you're going to sell to, because every genre is different,
Right.
so every market is different.
Right. So Diana, take me through maybe the steps that you did with your first book, or the first book that you were able to get published. What was that like in terms of what that marketing experience was like?
In marketing, well, I've been doing marketing for decades actually, but not book marketing. So book marketing was new to me. And I really started by creating a mailing list through an app on the computer, and also a website. So, and social media presence. So those are some of the basic things that people can do that's online.
That's almost cost-free, basically.
That's
and
right.
It's something you can do. You don't have to worry about hiring an agent to take care of those things for you and that kind of thing, right?
Or modest. Like for me, I built my own website with a program that specializes in author websites, but some people might have to pay $500, $1,000. It just depends on their comfort level with technology.
Okay. Scott, how about you? Did you kind of go through the same kind of process when you started doing your work?
Actually, the first thing I did was I got a vanity press, which means, they'll publish anything
Yes.
that you give them, but you pay them
a
few bucks. Okay, and then after doing that for a while, I decided I wanted to do it on my own. Being a poet, that's not a market that's really a mass market in certain ways.
You're not on the New York Times
It's
bestseller
a genre,
list
it's a
usually.
specialty, yeah, exactly. So I went from doing the vanity press to actually printing my own books, using a publisher to do the printing and binding. But then I formed a team, and I worked through a Kindle because it's published on demand, which keeps your costs down. But I formed a team of an editor who was involved with publishing for years, and I also have a cover specialist. Now, my wife is an artist, so she frequently does the cover on front, but then you need somebody to do combine the text with the artwork and stuff like that, and that's what works best for me.
Are there pitfalls in doing the vanity press or self-publishing kind of world in that area? What are some of the things people need to watch out for if they decide they want to go that route? They can't get a big house to take it, or they can't find an agent.
Well, my point of view is you want to avoid any press that wants you to pay them to publish your book. Usually, if you're going, traditional, or you're having a publisher, you would want them to pay you, or a small fee.
Right.
And since I'm self-published, that's kind of my preference. I figured I was too old to start waiting 5 years to have my book published, so I do it myself.
Understandable. When someone writes their own book, I think sometimes there's that idea that this is my precious kind of, where sometimes they can be a little precious about it. How important it is to have someone take a look at it, maybe a copy editor or someone like that, who can really kind of say, here's the direction you want to go with this, or here are the things that can stay and go.
Yeah, there's all kinds of things that people do. You can have a developmental editor look at the story overall, the characters, the flow of it. And then, of course, after that, there's copy editors and proofreaders. But you can also have beta readers, alpha readers, people that are good at looking at the text and telling you this doesn't work, or this is moving too slow, or whatever. And then, of course, you can go into the editing part.
Okay. Now, Scott, what does that feel like when someone comes back to you with your work and say, this needs to go, this isn't working? Is that kind of one of those things you have to kind of, okay, I'm understanding that this is part of a team effort, it's not an individual thing sometimes?
Okay, well, I've developed a team, so part of it is that my wife is my tech expert. So I do all the work as far as putting the poems together and all that. And then I work with her, so she helps to edit it. But then I have an editor who has been involved in publishing for a long time. So she's a professional editor, so she gets eyes on it. Okay, and if there's something there that doesn't work, or that needs to be worked on further before we go to printing, then we do that. And the same thing with a cover editor. She'll give me 3 or 4 different iterations of what the cover should look like, and then the whole team gets together and picks out what would be best to represent. That way I am getting that reinforcement, and if there's something that needs to be cleared up, she tells me right away, you got to fix this. But that gives you a professional presentation, And everybody says, don't judge a book by a cover, and guess what everybody does?
Exactly.
Right, Diana?
Yes, and that's all part of the pre-publishing process. And what we're going to be focusing on at this panel is after you've written the best book that you can, gotten the best cover that you can, and then published the book through Amazon or however you decide to do it, then you have to market it. Even if you have a small press publisher, you will have to do most of the marketing yourself.
Okay.
They're not
so
going
that's
to do
why
it for
it's so important to have a marketing plan as an author. You know, even though you think to yourself, oh, this should be the business side of things, I'm the writer. Why is it so important then that people need to make sure that they have an understanding of how the marketing works?
Well, like I said, I like to start marketing from the inside out, which is what do you like to do? Do you like to do things online, sitting in your own office? Or do you like to go out to bookstores, book clubs, you know, events like that? And then, yes, once you've decided that, what works for you, then there's apps you can use, there's all kinds of strategies, and we're going to talk about those in the panel.
And it's coming up on Wednesday, March 20th. It's going to be Clubhouse 3, Dining Room 2 from 2 to 4 p.m. And people members are free, guests are $5.
That's right.
Now, do we need to register ahead of time?
No.
Come on in.
That's not our job. We don't know.
Well, sometimes a guest comes in and we convince them that it would be worth their while to join. So that's kind of how we do it. And sometimes a guest is coming for a particular person that is a friend or something like that. And but then they find out, you know, I've always thought about doing that. Maybe I should get more engaged. And so it's a way of bringing people into the fold.
How can you guys make marketing fun for folks who don't do marketing?
Well, that's what my whole thing is. I think that marketing is fun. I've always loved marketing because you're really looking at who you are and what your market is. It's not everybody wants to read your book. Right. You know, Scott knows. There's a certain segment, and once you figure that out, it's fun to interact with people.
And it's fun to get to them. All right. All right, well, it's coming up on March 20th, folks. Like we said, enjoy that over the Clubhouse. And thank you both for coming in and joining us for Publishing Club.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having us.
And we're going to talk about our Monday movie right now. And it's a good one. It's Beyond Utopia. It's a documentary, the story of several families as they attempt to escape the oppression of North Korea, revealing to the world they have never seen. The documentary centers around a pastor and his efforts to get about 1,000 North Korean defectors out of the country. Brought to us by Harvard Eye Associates, 2 p.m., subtitles 6 p.m. without. And that's going to do it for this edition of This Day. For all of us here at This Day, we hope you make this one a great one.
Welcome to OCI Care, Laguna Woods' premier laser and premium cataract surgery center with Dr. Vyas.
I just wanted my cataracts removed. It was pain-free. I was so impressed because I was so frightened to have it done. After surgery, I was able to use my eyes immediately. It was a miracle, really.
It's just been wonderful to be able to see everything, not having to wear glasses. It's even better, actually, than he said it was going to be because I saw instantly.
The Hogue Classic is returning March 20th through the 24th. Come experience the thrill of champions. For tickets, visit HogueClassic.com. See you at the beach.